Hello friends, I welcome you to EPG Pathshala. My name is Chef Jaswinder Singh and I am working as Assistant Professor in University Institute of Hotel and Tourism Management. Dear scholars, I would be taking module named as Introduction to Eggs under the paper Food Production Operations and Management. The primary objective of this module would be identify various types of eggs and classify them. Understand the structure of eggs, selection of eggs, recognize the importance of storage of eggs, appreciate the use of eggs in cooking to create various delicacy. In the world of cookery, egg plays an important role. Serving of egg can be done in several ways, likewise as an accompaniment to other dishes, or it is served as main dish, and egg is also used as an ingredient in many dishes. In culinary world, egg is accepted as a primary ingredient as its property of versatility. It provides structure, moisture, and richness. If egg is a part of any dish, we can't forget about its specialities as an emulsifying agent, as an aerator when properly handled and used likewise. An oval ovum is considered to the term egg in cookery world, which are retrieved from birds used as food. Usually when we consider egg, we relate it to egg of domesticated fowl called chicken. However, many types of eggs are used in food world such as goose, duck and turkey. In day-to-day life, everyone understands a recipe for eggs usually concoct chicken egg until there is no assertion of any other type of egg used. Construction of an egg. Now let us talk about what an egg is made up of. Considering the structure of an egg is just similar to an oval sphere that consists of two ends and one slightly round and the other is sharp towards the end. An egg is coated by a thin hard membrane called shell. At the center of egg, yolk is present inside the egg, attached by one or two thread-like structure called chalazae. These chalazae are made up of proteins which helps in retaining the yolk at the center. Shell is the outermost stiff coating of the egg and is made up of calcium, magnesium carbonate, and calcium phosphate. The shell provides a specific structure to the egg and retains the ingredient in their position so that it may not ooze out. The color of the egg is the product of the pigment abstraction during egg formation in the oviduct, and there can be huge versatility according to species and class, from the more common white or brown to pink or marked blue green. Under the shell layer, there are two semi-porous sheaths, the outside and the inside. These membranes serve as a protective layer in case the shell damages. These outer and inner sheath is primarily made up of crusty proteins such as collagen. The sheath is a clear thin layer, the eggshell, visible when one peels a boiled egg. White is the name for the pure fluid, also known as the egg white or the clear, contained within an egg. In chicken, it is formed from the sheets of excretion of the front section of the hens oviduct. During the passageway of the egg, it forms around either impregnated or unfertilized yolks. The main tenacity of the egg white is to protect the yolk and provide additional nutrition for the growth of the embryo. Egg white is a source of nutrition of the embryo in a fertilized egg. In concord for 63% of the fluid content of the egg. The ratio of the water and protein is 9:1. The protein consists of three particles: aluminium, mucoproteins, and globulins. The white of an egg consists of three parts: of the outer thin layer, the middle thick layer, and the inner thin layer. Unlike the yolk, which is high in fats, white of an egg consists of almost 0% fat, and the carbohydrates content is less than 0.5%. White of an egg has many uses in food. There is a partition between the yolk and the egg white, which is done by a sheath called vitelline membrane. This sheath prevents the mix of both yolk and white. 1/7 amount of the egg yolk contains proteins, 1/4 fat, and the despite water. There are phosphorus, minerals like calcium, protein, iron, etc. The yolk of a fresh egg is very stiff and stable. With the aging of yolk, it absorbs water from the glare, which expands its bulk and results it to stretch and weakens the white line sheet. The resulting effect is a compressed and engorged yolk shape. Yolk color is reliant on the diet of the hen. If the diet comprises orange-yellow plant tincture known as xanthophyllus, then they are set down in the yolk, coloring it. Lutein is the most rich pigment in egg yolk. The germinal compact disc, also known as blastodisc, is a circular white spot 1 to 2 mm across on the external of the yellow yolk of a bird's egg. An air cell is also present in the egg, in the round end of the egg, between the thick and thin membrane. This is made by reduction of the filling as early as the egg is hatched due to the difference in the outside high temperature. The larger portion of the egg contains the air prison cell that made when the content of the egg cool down and agreement after it is hatched. There is a criteria for grading the quality of an egg, which is based on the magnitude of the air cell present inside the egg, dignified during candling. A fresh egg has a small air sac and claims a grade of AA as the magnitude of the air sac increases and the excellence of the egg decreases. The mark converts from A1 to A to B. This gives a way of analysis the maturity of the egg of an egg. As the air sac increases in magnitude due to air being drawn through holes in the shell as liquid is lost, the egg becomes less compressed and the bigger end of the egg will grow to increasingly curved depth when the egg is placed in a bowl of water. A very old egg will lift in the water and would not be eaten. Most important point for egg cookery is an easy and simple one. It is normally said in Indian cooking that always cook on slow fire. Similar is the case with eggs, but it is also important to not to cook egg for prolonged time. Alternatively, can be said that avoid overcooking of eggs. Most proteins so follow principle of coagulation, importantly to be considered. Eggs coagulating temperatures are egg white from 140 to 149 degree of Fahrenheit or 60 to 65 degree of centigrade. Egg yolk from 144 to 148 degrees of Fahrenheit or 62 to 70 degree of centigrade. Whole egg beaten about 156 Fahrenheit. Custard whole egg plus liquid 176 to 187 Fahrenheit. It is to be noted that the coagulation of white of egg occurs previously the yolk. That is when we can cook the egg with a stable white and gooey yolk. As the high temperature reaches to stiffening temperatures, the eggs converts from semi-gooey to solid and they converted cloudy. If the high temperature continues to increase, it converted stiffer and stewed egg is hard and elastic. Low heat result in very fine quality of egg dishes. Sulfur. A green ring appears out in rigid cooked eggs due to cooking at high heat or cooking for prolonged time. Sometimes green color seems in scrambled eggs that are overdone or held too long in the fog table. This green ring comes out when the sulfur in the white of an egg reacts with the iron in the yolk to develop iron sulfide, a complex that has a green color and a strong aroma and taste. The method to prevent green eggs is to cook at low heat and for short time. Foams is an important ingredient of bakery and patisserie, which is made by beating egg white, which provide intensify powerful souffle cakes. some pancakes, and cream waffles, and other foodstuffs. These procedures will help you handling the beaten egg white appropriately. Yolk reduces foaming. After segregating eggs, it is important to segregate yolk and egg white properly so that they may not mix together. Yolks contains fats which reduces foam. Second, weak acids increases foaming. A juice and tinge of lemon or tartar cream provides more density and stability to whites of eggs. Use about 1 teaspoon of tartar cream, half pound of whites of egg. Third, whites of egg foam recovering at normal room temperature. Place them from the fridge to room temperature 1.5 almost 90 minutes in advance beating. Not to overbeat. Beaten whites of egg should look moisty and glossy. Overbeaten eggs look dry and curdled and have lost much of their ability to raise souffle and cakes. Sugar mixes with foams for more stability. While preparing making dishes like sweet puffed egg dishes and souffle, add sugar to the incompletely trodden white and beat to proper firmness. The souffle will be more stable before and after baking. Classification of size of eggs. Jumbo 75 grams per egg and 860 per grams per dozen. Extra large 65 to 70 gram, 764 gram per dozen. Large 60 gram, 670 grams per dozen. Medium 49 grams, 598 grams per dozen. Small varies from 42 grams and 520 grams per dozen. PV 40 grams, 436 grams per dozen. Availability of egg varieties in market. Frozen eggs, white, yolk and whole. Dried eggs, yolk, whole and white. Fresh eggs or shell eggs. Eggs grades. Double A, clean and broken. The yolk is firm, well centered and rounder in shape and the area covered by the white is small. There is a large proportion of thick white to thin white. Grade A eggs cover a relatively small area. The yolk is fairly centered, round and upstanding. Grade B eggs spreads out more. The yolk is flattened and there is about as much thin white than thick white, clean to slightly stained. Selection of eggs. Check for cracks in the shell which could let bacteria in and contaminate the eggs. Freshness of egg can be checked by following method. First one is water test. Put the egg in water. Bad egg will float. Good egg, it will sink in the bottom. Spread test or egg break test. Just break the egg. Bad egg, egg white will be thin and spread greatly and yolk is flat and broad. Good egg, egg will be thick and yolk will be on the center, round and high. Candle test. Check against the flame of candle. Bad egg, it will be almost transparent. Good egg, it will be opaque. Certain important points while handling eggs. Care and standards are of utmost importance while handling eggs and appropriately controlled its property as an constituents. And food items are greatly affected, except only fresh eggs. And trust should be shown in using clean shelled eggs, because if the shell is porous, it may be contaminated from salmonella bacteria. Storage temperature of eggs should be 2 to 5 degrees centigrade. Do not keep shells on service table. Check the eggshell before simmering. Storage time of egg wash must not be more than 24 hours. Store unwashed with pointed end down in the egg tray in refrigerator. Wash all equipments carefully while handling eggs. Now we talk about the nutritive value of eggs. Eggs are essential for nutrition. They contain vitamins A, B, D, K, E. They are high in iron and one egg equal to 30 grams of lean meat, fish or poultry. One large egg provides 16% of recommended daily allowance for protein. Eggs are low in mono and polysaturated and unsaturated fat, and one egg gives approximately 65 calories. They supply all amino acids to humans and arrange for several vitamins and minerals including vitamin B2A, folic acid, iron, calcium, phosphorus and potassium. All of the egg vitamin A, E, D are in the yolk of an egg. Egg is one of the few foods certainly comprise vitamin D. The major distress with egg is cholesterol. Single huge egg gives 215 mg of cholesterol. Usage of egg whites instead of whole egg reduces the cholesterol content. Cooked eggs are easier to digest and lower risk of contamination. Uses of eggs. Eggs can be used as a binding agent. Eggs are used as binding agent, for example, croquettes. Eggs can be used as leavening agent. This property of eggs is exhibited by the eggs. When we whip the egg white, air gets entrapped inside the egg white and hence the egg acts as leavening agent like in sponge. Coating agent. Eggs act as coating agent in various dishes like cutlets and poulet Maryland. Acts as a emulsifying agent. Egg acts as a emulsifying agent in case of mayonnaise, oil plus water. Thickening agent. Egg act as thickening agent in gravy, sauce, soup, clarifying agent. In case of consomme, the egg acts as clarifying agent where it clarifies the soup by entrapping impurities present in it. Eggs are used for decoration and garnish of egg dishes and egg forms an important part of breakfast menu. Eggs are used in dessert preparation of custard and souffles. Eggs are used for shining in bread rolls. Eggs are used for beverage preparation also. Methods of cooking. First one is simmering. The hard and soft boiled egg prepared in same manner but with the difference of cooking time. 3 to 5 minutes soft boil, 8 to 10 minutes medium boil, 12 to 15 minutes hard boil. Use fresh eggs, use egg at room temperature. Bring the water to boil, reduce the temperature and put the egg. Poaching liquor 93 to 95 degrees Celsius. Use fresh eggs always. Bring to simmer a solution of vinegar and water in ratio of 1 is to 9. Break the egg one by one in a cup and slide them into simmering water. Fold egg whites on egg yolk. Leave for 3 to 4 minutes. Remove in cold water and drain in a cloth. Use immediately. Store in ice water for 24 hours. Frying. Use fresh egg always. Oil should be hot or egg will become greasy. Cook the order that is according to the guest requirement, whether underdone or well done. Now we talk about scrambled egg. Use medium fresh eggs, season, beat lightly, then add butter and beaten egg on pan and stir on moderate heat continuously with wooden spoon. Cook till creamy consistency. Scrambled egg can be made with milk also. Omelets. Beat the egg 2 to 3 per person with salt and pepper using a fork. Heat 10 grams of butter in a pan. Pour the egg mixture. Shake the pan while stirring the egg. Stop when set and roll away from the handle at 45 degrees centigrade. Fold completely both the edges like crescent shape. Should be lightly brown, served in a hot plate. Now we talk about the eggs baked in a dish in the oven, also known as seared. Eggs are baked in a custard dish, shallow baking dish or ramekins. Milk half to 1 tablespoon can be used. Baking temperature would be 326 Fahrenheit. Bake in oven until white completely settled and yolk start to thicken but are not hard, depending on number of serving. Health benefits and advantages. Eggs is a vital source of nutrition that contains all the essential nutrients in a single bowl as itself. The shell of an egg provides a natural covering which prevents its adulteration. The proteins present in the egg like albumin, mucoproteins and globulins are the are of the utmost quality. Its organic value is the maximum. compared to other food stuff. Egg provides carotenoids good for eyesight. Vitamin D and calcium worth for strong teeth and bones. Vitamin E noble for glowing skin. Egg white act as a remedy for a short toxin and avoid ulcer, arthritis, gastritis and dysentery. Carotenoid tinctures present in yolk of egg are usual antioxidants that reduce the threat of cardiovascular disease. Lutein and zeaxanthin present in eggs decrease the danger of cataract and age-related degradation. Egg is easily edible, worthy for all age group at rupees 30 to 35 per kilograms. It is the economical source of animal protein. Egg can be cooked and enjoyed in various different ways. Specific pathogen-free eggs are necessary raw determinant for production of human and animal vaccines as per accordingly to the WHO guidelines. The per person consumption of eggs in India is 40. In Taiwan it is 360, Japan 340, USA 310 and in Europe 295. The National Institute of Nutrition NIN India recommends 190 egg per capita consumption. Few eggs preparation. Sunny side up eggs and the ingredients are 1 fresh egg, 2 tablespoons of butter. Preparation. To cook a sunny side up, first crack a pasteurized egg into a cup or small bowl. In a non-stick pan, set above medium-low temperature. Melt 1 teaspoon of fat. When the butter has melted and begins to heat out, slowly pour the egg mixture into the skillet. Cook until the white is opaque and the yolk has set about 2 to 3 minutes. Then use salt and pepper according to taste. Now just slide the egg from the skillet onto a plate and serve hot. Now we talk about Spanish omelette and the ingredients are 1 medium onion, 276 grams small desiccated potatoes, 2 tablespoon olive oil, 4 eggs, salt and newly baked black pepper accordingly. Process of making. There are certain points which we have to consider. The size of the frying skillet is significant. A base size of 21 centimeter diameter is about right for 1 to 4 people. If you want to use a large skillet for many people, it should not be too dense because you need to turn the omelette out using both hands. Firstly, daskin and chop the onion. After that, finely slice each half and detach the layers into half. Now chop the potatoes using a peeler and portion them into round shape. When they are sliced, squeeze in a clean tea fabric to get them as dry as possible. Now warm the 1 teaspoon of the olive oil in a frying skillet and while it's burning hot, increase the potatoes and onion. Mix them in the oil to get a perfect covering. Then turn the heat right down to its lowermost setting. Add substantial sprinkling of salt and pepper. Put a cover on the frying skillet and let the onion and potatoes heat slowly for 25 minutes. Turn them over middle through and shake the skillet from southern time to time as they are not made up to brown very much but just lightly stew in the oil. By the time, break the eggs into a large container and using a fork whip them lightly. Add some salt and pepper while the onion and potatoes are cooked. Hurriedly transfer them to the eggs in the container. Place the frying skillet back on the heat. Add the respite of the oil. Turn the temperature back up to the low. Mix the potatoes and eggs before pouring the total lot into the frying skillet and turning the temperature down to its lowermost setting. It will going to take 20 to 25 minutes to cook slowly, uncovered. When there is effectively no gooey egg left on the surface of the omelette, flip it around to cook the other side. Put a flat cover above the skillet judicially overturn both so that the omelette is on the cover. Place the skillet back on the heat and use the palette knife to mildly ease the omelette back in. It will take about 3 minutes. Then turn the heat and rest it for an extra 7 minutes to settle down. It will be cooked through but still moist and fluffy from inside. Serve hot or cold. Cut in wedges with the salad. French toast. Ingredients we need 2 teaspoon of cinnamon, half teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 5 teaspoon of butter, 4 eggs, 1/3 cup of milk, half teaspoon of vanilla extract, 10 slices brioche or white bread, half cup of maple syrup warmed. Method of making. In a small container, mix cinnamon, nutmeg and sugar and set to the side briefly. In an 11-inch pan, melted fat over medium temperature. Whip together cinnamon, eggs, milk and vanilla and pour into a narrow bowl such as pastry plate. Soak bread in egg white, egg mixture, stir fry slices until golden brown and then flip to cook the other side. Serve with maple syrup. Few egg dishes are bastard egg, eggs benedict, frittata, pickled egg, souffles, takoyaki, meringue, egg tart, egg custard. Now, I would like to summarize why eggs discussed in the chapter are edible eggs of poultry that include ducks, chicken, and few other farm raised birds and game birds. Also used for consumption of meat. Eggs of other animals are known by specific names. For example, eggs of fish are termed as roe. There are many factors that influence the egg laying capabilities of birds. One of them is sunlight and another is climate. Hens lay the greatest quantity and best quality of eggs in April and May. In winter, considerably number of eggs is preserved when they are kept comparatively cheap and abundant. If stored for too long, they are characterized by musty odor and flavor. Eggs find many other uses in the kitchen apart from simple being cooked into fluffy omelette. Eggs are used in leavening to produce cakes and souffles and the emulsification of sauces and dressings. Thank you so much.